Yo guys, what's up? I got Titanfall and I love it. So today is March 12th, 2014. It is currently 9:10 a.m. and I'm making this video to do a little new segment, new series, whatever it's called, top 10. Whether I do top 10 games, movies, music, food, whatever. Just my opinion on top 10 things, and today's going to be top 10 games of all time in my opinion. So first, I just want to show off my Titanfall game, and you can hold on. Look up there. You can see my Titanfall poster, which is really big. It took up a lot of room. I had to move my Red Sox. What do you want to call it? My Red Sox flag. And then another thing I wanted to show you guys before we really kick into this video is my friend. Her name is Lucy. She sent me these paper art. I don't know what to call them. Paper art thingies, and she's got a website actually. And let me pull that up real quick. So on her website, she's got these, and you can see the first one. It's Spyro. If you don't know what Spyro is, I don't know what's wrong with you, but it's a old PlayStation game. You're a dragon with a dragonfly and stuff, and it's a really good game. Really good game if you're just starting off playing video games, So other than that, so the website is called. The website's called something, I forget. It's like I'll find it and I'll put the link in the description. I found it like last night easily, but I can't find it now. But anyways, so she sent me 3 paper art. I don't even know. I don't even know what it's called because I don't know how she does it. Paper art cutout thingies. So the first one's Spyro, and if you don't know what Spyro is, you're a dragon. It's a third-person game. And sorry if the lighting is bad, I just don't want to close my blinds because then it's going to get really fuzzy and then it annoys me. And I know the light's really like hitting my face, and then this is like, so it's like I'm two-faced, but it's basically just you're a dragon, you've got a dragonfly following you around, and then the dragonfly kind of lets you know how much health you have left, and then you just go around levels and stuff, collecting orbs and collecting eggs. It depends what Spyro game you're playing. Like in the first one, you had to release dragons from their frozen state, and then in the second one, you had to collect orbs. The third one, you have to collect eggs, and then I don't know about the fourth one because I didn't really play it because when the fourth one came out, and then all the games after that, however many there are, I just lost interest in Spyro just because I didn't like the way it was turning out. So yeah, really good, perfect replica of it. And then I know you guys are going to love this one. Anyone that views this video that loves Halo. I have a Master Chief helmet that she did, and tell me that that is not a perfect replica of Master Chief. Like, it is perfect. You've got the visor, perfect length, and then the ventilator, his face, his helmet face, and then the top of the helmet, it's very good, and then the back where Cortana goes in, it's a very good replica, and I love it. And she said these would go for about $25, and she gave these to me for free. And here's the frontal view of the helmet. And if you want to check it out on her website, link will be down in the description. And she's got some other stuff on there. Prices range from $15 to $30 depending on what they are. So definitely check those out. Anyways, let's get this video started. I'm really liking Titanfall, by the way. The maps are interesting compared to the beta and alpha, where we played those 2 maps, Fracture and Angel City. The new maps that we're playing are very interesting. Lagoon, and then some others. Lagoon's the only one that I really remember, and I really like Lagoon. It's like a watery. Like half the map is water, and then the rest is like land. And then other maps are like, one is you're in like a facility, like an office building, and then Another one, you're in a abandoned outpost center or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I just gotta get used to. I gotta adapt to the maps because these maps are like something I've never played on before because this is my first mech game that I'm playing. So number 10 is gonna be Bomberman, and I don't really know if I try to do this in chronological order, but some of these might be out of place, so I didn't really try to put these together. I just made a list. So number 10 is Bomberman. Bomberman is a game that was on the Sega Genesis when it came out, and you start out, it's 4 players, 1v1, v1, 1v1, v1, v1, and you're always in a square. The map is always in the shape of a square. So each person starts in a corner, top left, top right, bottom left, and you start out with one bomb. You put it either on the right box or the box above, whichever, and some box, like 1 out of 3 boxes that you blow up, there's a power-up. One power-up gives you extra bombs, one changes the shape of the bomb, another gives you a speed boost, etc., etc. And it's a really fun game, really competitive game, and it's kind of like chess. The games last about 4 minutes at the most. I don't know. Once all the blocks are gone, that's when shit takes a long time. So if you don't kill everybody else by the time that all the blocks are gone, then it gets to be a really competitive, crazy game. And then number 9 is going to be Battlefield, just Battlefield in general. And I only played the 4th one, but I've seen bits and pieces of like Battlefield Bad Company and Battlefield 3. But Battlefield 4, disregarding DICE and EA's problems with their servers, it's still a really fun game when the servers are working. And it's a really realistic game. There's not a more epic moment in the game than blowing up a building and watching it fall on somebody or whatever. Each map is pretty good. They are really good at making maps, I'd say. Especially when you're playing Rush and when you're playing Diffuse and some other game types that kind of make the map smaller than what it is if you want to play like a 4v4 kind of play style, which is kind of like how I want to play because I grew up playing Halo 2 and Halo 1 with the 4v4 standard and all that stuff competitive wise. And so when you're playing competitive Battlefield, I really like to play on smaller versions of the maps that you play. Like if you're playing Conquest, you'll play the whole map and all that. But it's a really fun game. They actually have tournaments, competitive tournaments, 32. It's either 16 versus 16 or 32 versus 32. And they have like 4 rows, and there's like 7 people in each row, and they all are on their PCs, and it's really interesting to see that they can actually have LAN events with 16 on 16 or 32 versus 32. And number 8 is going to be the Call of Duty series. If you don't know, the first Call of Duty, it was the only Call of Duty where to regenerate your health, you actually had to go out and get health packs. So, and then obviously when Call of Duty 2 came out, and then now it's a Call of Duty Ghosts, we just hide behind a corner or wait for our health to regenerate. But I barely played Call of Duty 1. I only played the campaign. I'm not sure if there was any multiplayer. It was on the original Xbox. And then I played Call of Duty 2, played the one on the 360, the one on the original Xbox because they were different versions. And then Call of Duty 3 came out, same version on both consoles. And then Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, that was when the original Xbox was done with, and then everybody started playing the 360 a lot. And then that was the game that really triggered Call of Duty to get into the competitive scene, where they had tournaments on game battles and commentators commentating on them. And now where Call of Duty's at, it's amazing the journey. Call of Duty's finally taken Halo's spot after Halo got dropped off, and even though people can argue, including myself, that Call of Duty Ghosts isn't the best game that they've ever made. And when I say they, I mean Activision, because God knows how many companies have made a Call of Duty game. We've got Respawn Entertainment coming over from Infinity Ward, who worked on Modern Warfare 3. Infinity Ward just made Call of Duty Ghosts. And then we've got Treyarch and Sledgehammer now working on like a 3-year plan and stuff. But other than that, Call of Duty is a really fun game. Like if you just want to shoot people and stuff. But for me, I can only play Call of Duty for like maybe a couple hours at the most, and then I get bored because of the repetitiveness. You know, everybody's a one shot. It's pretty much just like you sprint, and then you know, zoom in, kill somebody, and then whatever. But it's a pretty fun game. I like it. Any first-person shooter, I like it. I'm a sucker for first-person shooters. So, and then number 7 is gonna be Gears of War. I feel like Gears of War rivals Halo when you talk about how much skill a shooter game takes. Just because of the movement, it's third-person shooter. Besides Loadout, which I barely played on Steam, Gears of War is like the only third-person shooter that I've played, that I've really played, and honestly, I just buy it for the campaign because the campaign is so amazing. Gears of War 1 was arguably the most competitive and successful game that Epic Games has made, and they're still planning. I don't know if it's Epic. It's somebody else that's going to be making the new Gears of War game. I don't know if they're going to be making a sequel like Gears of War 4, or if they're going to just do another prequel like Judgment Day, or DLC like RAM, or ROM, however you say his name. And talking about multiplayer, Horde was the best thing they ever invented. It gave the games like Call of Duty and Halo the opportunity to come out with Firefight and Zombies, and now Extinction with Call of Duty Ghosts, and it just propelled those two games to the success that they are today. Disregarding Halo, even though Halo is still a very popular game, just the name Halo 4 is not a popular game, but the name Halo is very popular. The series is popular, and the multiplayer, I didn't really play too much of the multiplayer. I feel like the game that I played the most multiplayer in was Gears of War 3 and stuff. It's nothing against Gears of War. The game is fantastic. It's just third-person shooters are my thing. Like, campaign was fun. Horde was fun. I loved Horde. But just multiplayer, I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it. Just not my kind of style, since I'm a first-person shooter kind of guy. Number 6 is going to be Super Smash Bros. Melee. Right now my sister has it on the Wii U, and from time to time I'll still play it, and it's a blast. I could play Super Smash Bros. Melee for hours and hours and hours and have so much fun. It's a really addicting game, and that's why I don't play it, because then I'd be in the living room doing that instead of here. And it's just a very good game with a lot of replay value because of how many characters you can unlock in the game. And I mean, you've got Pokemon, you've got Pikachu and Bulbasaur and some other Pokemon you can play as. You've got a trainer you can play as. You can play as Ganondorf, Mario, Luigi, Wario and Waluigi, I think you can play as. Mars, Link, Zelda, Ness, Star Fox, Daisy, Peach. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's probably like 40 characters, 45 that you can play as. Sonic the Hedgehog, Tails, Knuckles. I mean, it's crazy the amount of characters that they put into the game. And each character, if you go through the campaign of the game, has its own story, and then you can... It's got so much replay value because right after you unlock the character, you can play that character into the campaign, and then you get collectibles and rewards and all this stuff, and it's just a really good game for the amount of money you pay for it. And I can't wait for the new one that's coming out. I forget when it's coming out, but new one's coming out, and without Super Smash Brothers, I feel like Nintendo would really be in a bigger hole than it's already in today. And it's a really fun game. Not much more I can say about it. I don't really like fighting games, but Super Smash Bros. Melee is a fun-ass fighting game, to be honest. Like, there's no repetitiveness in it because of how many characters, because there's like 20 different maps, and some of the maps cater to the character that you are. Like, there's a map for Samus, there's a map for Pokemon, there's a map for Ganondorf, for Link, for Zelda, and all this stuff. But it's a really fun game, and I love it. Number 5 is going to be Mario Party. Mario Party is a fun family game that you can play with anybody, and my favorite Mario Party is probably, it was on the GameCube. It's either 6 or 7. I think it's 7, where you get the orbs from the shop, the orb shops, and then you can throw them around the map and set traps for the enemy players and stuff. And it's a really fun board game, kind of video game that I'm not really used to playing. And the only ones I haven't played, I don't think I played the third one. I don't think I played the first one. I played the second one, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and then 8th on the Wii U. And if they come out with the 9th one, which I don't know why they wouldn't, I will definitely pick that up and play it because I love all the mini games and stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of the 8th one, the newest one, just because the gameplay has kind of changed. You can fight bosses now, which I don't really hate the boss fights. They're pretty fun, but it's just that you roll 1 dice now instead of 2, and I'm used to board games where you can roll 2, like Monopoly and all that. So yeah. Anyway, number 4 is gonna be, we're gonna be going back old school here, playing on the PlayStation 2. I think it's 2 or 1. Either way, you can play the game on both consoles. But Twisted Metal, it's a game where you are in a car and you have weapons. You got missiles. You get your superpower. There's missiles. There's other power-ups around the map, and there's cars like Roadkill, Thumper. Thumper's got a superpower where it shoots fire out of its car. Roadkill has like a boomerang attack. You've got Calypso, you've got Axel, you've got Sweet Tooth, and just the list goes on the characters, and the storyline is really awesome. And Twisted Metal 2 is the best Twisted Metal in the series. There's Twisted Metal 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's a 5th Twisted Metal. I could be wrong, but I think there's a 5th one, and that's the newest one that's out. And I just love the game. I think that it would be a really good competitive game. Like if Twisted Metal came out today, I think MLG would pick it up. That's how much of a competitive game it is. The maps, there's some maps that are small, some maps that are big, and there's power positions around the map. Like my favorite map is definitely going to be Paris, and there's 2 power positions on the map. One is on top of this house, and then one is in the Eiffel Tower. And you can actually blow up the Eiffel Tower with a pick-upable bomb somewhere on the map, and it will connect to on the top of other buildings, and it's just really awesome. And that's a really cool thing about Twisted Metal maps, is that you pick up this bomb, and if you place it in a certain spot on each map, it will do something different. It'll blow something up. But moving on to number 3, we're going to be talking about Spyro. Spyro, Year of the Dragon, Spyro, Ripto's Rage, and Spyro something. The third Spyro, I don't remember the game, the name of the game. And like I said when I was talking about the art there, the paper art, Spyro is a game where you are in control of a third-person dragon, and you collect. The first one, you have to release your dragon friends that have been frozen by the boss that you fight at the end of the game. His name is Nasty Nork, and it's a really fun game. The second one is my favorite, to be honest, just because I feel like the game is more refined compared to the first one. The third one has better graphics, and I just felt like there's too many little mini games, but it was a fun game nonetheless. And I really like the second one though. And so there's 6 levels in a map, I guess I'll just call it a map. There's like 3 maps, something like that, and there's like 6 there's like mini games in the maps, and then there's portals in the maps, and some of the portals you get to get friends out of them and allies. It's a really fun game. You collect gems, orbs, eggs, bunch of other stuff, keys, some cool other stuff, and then at the end of each game There's usually like a level where you get rewarded if you complete everything, if you collect everything, where you just like have fun and stuff. And I miss it. It was on the PlayStation 1 and 2, and yeah, like I said, right when they came out with the fourth one, I played it, didn't like it just because of how the game really changed with the graphics, and the gameplay didn't really feel the same comparing it to the first 3 games of the series, so that's why I stopped playing it. Number 2, though, is going to be maybe a little bit more old school than Spyro, or maybe the same. It's on the same consoles, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Crash Bandicoot. If you haven't played this game, you really should. It's definitely as good as Spyro. You are in control of a third-person Bandicoot. Same kind of style as Spyro, except you're not dragon. You don't have a dragonfly and stuff, and you just go around levels. You collect apples, and you break them in boxes. Get tikis. The tiki replaces the dragonfly. Except in Crash Bandicoot, you have to actually go get the tiki yourself. You don't start as it, and then it shows you how your health is. It protects you for like 1 point of damage or whatever. And I played the first, second, third, and fourth one, and I feel like, and then there was Crash Bandicoot Racing, which really rivals Mario Kart. Even though Mario Kart is obviously better, there's no racing game that's better than Mario Kart. Crash Bandicoot is a really good racing game. When they came out with Crash Bandicoot Racing, each player that you played as had their own little, whatever. One was faster than the other, one could turn corners better than the other, and there were a lot of characters that you could unlock and play as in the racing game. I think they come out with like two racing games, maybe 3, at least 2, and I don't think they're making any more Crash Bandicoot games. The creator of Crash Bandicoot is Naughty Dog. If you don't know Naughty Dog, you're living under a rock, because they made Crash Bandicoot, they made Uncharted, they made some other game that I'm going to punch myself in the face for because I'm forgetting it. But then they made the newest game that they have, which is The Last of Us. And if you don't know what Last of Us is, it is the game that won Game of the Year this year, or last year. I think it was this year, yeah. And it's a zombie apocalypse game and blah, blah, blah. And I don't have The Last of Us in my top 10 just because I haven't played it, and I know there's probably, well, not probably, there's definitely a lot better games that what I'm listing off, and they could definitely take the place of some of the games in my top 10, but just because I haven't played them, I am not going to put them in my top 10. Even if I've seen gameplay, seeing something is definitely a lot different than actually playing it or doing it, so. Moving on to number 1, if you know me, this isn't a surprise, it is, of course, Halo. Halo revolutionized what video games are today. Halo 1, Halo 2. Without those games, Microsoft probably wouldn't have the Xbox One. Probably would be done with Xbox and everything. Like, Microsoft cannot deny that Halo 2, that game alone, brought in so many fans, and without that game, they probably wouldn't have the fans that they have today. Like, I bought an Xbox just for Halo 2. I remember this. Just for Halo 2, I bought an Xbox. And now it's just evolved into me buying different games and other stuff. I've bought Titanfall. I've got so many games. I've got the Mass Effect series, the Gears of War series. Without Halo, I probably wouldn't have gotten those series. Without Halo, I probably wouldn't have left the PlayStation. I'd probably be playing PlayStation 4 right now. I'd be playing Killzone. I'd be playing other games on the PlayStation, and I would not, have an Xbox. It's just crazy how Halo has really changed my life, and I know it's changed other people's life too. It was a really fun game, and it got me to compete at tournaments and pursue this dream of mine to try to be a professional video game player, and it's just a game that I don't think anybody will be able to ever recreate because Bungie did such a good job at doing that. They accidentally added button glitches, which added to the competitive play. They just revolutionized the first-person shooter, and it's the game that really got esports kicking. I mean, even though you can argue Quake and Counter-Strike did it, those were on the PC, but for a console, like consoles wouldn't have a chance right now in competitive play if it wasn't for Halo. Considering Call of Duty came out 2 years after, and then the first Call of Duty game that they actually put into competitive play wasn't until Call of Duty 4, and that probably came out in 2006, 2007, when Halo 2 was at its peak, at its prime, and it was MLG's baby. And that's another thing, MLG wouldn't be around today, I promise you this, if Halo wasn't around. If Halo didn't exist, I promise you MLG would not be around today, because that's what made Sundance DiGiovanni and Mike Sepso make Major League Gaming. They were big Halo fans. They competed against each other, and they wanted to bring a live event to each city, as many cities, towns as they could around the world. Well, at least in Canada now, but now they're going to do one in Brazil. And just, it's crazy to think about what Halo has done for the esports scene, for Major League Gaming, for Microsoft. And that's why Microsoft wants to keep this series around. They know there's still a lot of Halo fans out there like me. They just, with Halo Reach wasn't a shitty game. It was a bad game, but it wasn't a shitty game. Halo 4 was a shitty game. Okay? So, with Halo, either Halo 2 Anniversary, if they're going to do Halo Anniversary, they better do it right. Because it's the anniversary, and an anniversary, you're going to do an exact replica. That's exactly what they did with Halo 1. The only thing they changed about Halo 1 was the graphics. You could press a button, go to the new graphics, or you could go back to the 2001 graphics. Same with Halo 2. I hope they do that. I hope they let us play the old graphics and the new graphics and see which we like. And they better have multiplayer, or it's not going to be a replica, and it's not going to be a very good anniversary if they do not have multiplayer. And if they do have multiplayer, Call of Duty better watch out, because I promise you, MLG will not think twice about picking up Halo 2 Anniversary if it has multiplayer, regardless if it has button glitches. I don't think it's going to have button glitches. You can't recreate that. That was just an awesome stroke of luck for Bungie when that happened. But anyways, guys, that was the top 10. A few other games that I left out. Hearthstone, because I made this list like a week ago, whatever, and Hearthstone. I'm actually probably going to have a gameplay video coming out right after this video of me playing Hearthstone, just so I could show you the game. You guys probably are big PC gamers and you know what the game is, but for those who don't, it's an awesome World of Warcraft card game, and I love it, and it's very easy to learn. I learned it very fast, and if I can do that, you can do that too. And I'm going to show you guys awesome gameplay from that game. But just some other games that I didn't put in my top 10. You've got SimCity, the PC game where you can build your own city and stuff. It has limitations, which is why I don't like, which is a reason why I don't like the game. But Tekken, fighting game, it's repetitive, but it's still around. They're probably still making Tekkens right now. There's like 6, 7 Tekkens. It's an awesome game. And then, of course, the Mass Effect series where you play as Shepard, and, there's 3 Mass Effects. They might maybe making a sequel or a prequel. I've heard rumors about that. But other than that, guys, that was your top 10 games. Probably made this video a little longer than it should have been, but I just wanted to give you guys my opinions of the top 10 and why I put them in the top 10 and stuff. So be on the lookout for the Hearthstone gameplay, probably coming out after this video. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. I appreciate all the criticism and feedback that I get. Put in the comment section below. Tell me what I can do a better job on, and any new videos you guys want me to make. Give me ideas and stuff. Give me ideas for top 10s, new top 10s, because I will definitely shortly be running out of ideas for top 10s. So yeah, like, favorite, comment, share, subscribe if you're new and you want to see more videos. Then you can go to the the show more / description box below, and then you can check out my Facebook, my Twitter, where a new video will be posted there every time a new video on my channel comes out, or you can just subscribe to me and then it will pop up in your subscription box. And I got my name, my gamer tag, all my other contacts are on the About Me section on the homepage of my channel. That's it, guys. I'll see you later. Peace. See you in the future. Thanks for watching.